Menelik's Terror in Tigray, Part 1. The Shewan military expedition against Tigray. Feseha Georgis Abieski, a pioneering figure in modern Tigrinya literature, provides a vivid account of Ethiopia's turbulent period in his History of Ethiopia, published in Tigrinya around 1895. As a translator fluent in Tigrinya, Amharic, and French, Feseha was a first-hand witness to the actions of Emperor Menelik. Menelik's aggressive military campaigns, aided by 5,000 rifles supplied by the Italians, fueled both the Italo-Ethiopian War and a brutal internal civil conflict. Feseha's work highlights the destructive impact of Menelik's actions on northern Ethiopia, revealing the deep suffering and upheaval experienced by the Tigrayan people during this era. And this is what he documented on his journey. After spending a few days in Mekelle, Menelik's army set out for Axum with Emperor Menelik, as it is a tradition for a new emperor to go there to pray and perform rites handed down by Ibn Hakim. There are two routes to Axum. The track through Tembian is narrow and full of stones, and Raisi, Duke Mengesha, and his men were also in that area. Every night, their bonfires could be seen from afar. The road through Hausen, on the other hand, is spacious and comfortable. Therefore, the latter route was chosen. On the day the army left, the Shewa soldiers sacked Mekelle and stripped it completely. Villages along the road were also plundered and burned, resulting in many deaths on both sides. According to their custom, the Shewa soldiers castrated any man they encountered, regardless of age or size. Commander Sebat, horrified by this, said to Menelik on the second day of the journey, "O Negus, since my men are suffering damage because your men do not distinguish them from the other people of Tigray, allow me to encamp a little further forward." Since the Negus agreed, he replied, "All right, do it." Commander Sebat then camped a little further ahead. That night, after lighting many fires, he gathered his belongings, loaded them onto beasts of burden, and departed with his men, returning to Agamay. By late morning the following day, news of Sebat's desertion spread, causing much discussion in the Negus' camp. Some said, "Come on, he's a nice person who brought Dagiat Makanan to us and accompanied him to Mekelle. If he had held him captive or killed him, what could we have done?" Nevertheless, Sebat's rebellion caused concern. The Shewa soldiers then destroyed Inderta, making it as if it had never existed. All the men they encountered were massacred and castrated by Menelik's army. The people of Inderta were hiding in every forest and behind every great rock and killed many soldiers. During the journey, whenever there were large rocks or forests beside the road, they continuously shot at the Shewa soldiers. The Shewa soldiers, knowing Tigray to be the land of the Maria Theresia Thaler, demolished houses from their foundations in search of hidden money. When they lacked time, they set the houses on fire before moving on. They even plundered Inda Abreha Atsbeha, a Christian sanctuary respected by all Ethiopians. In Iba, full of caves and stones, the natives killed many soldiers using these hiding places. The number of Amhara soldiers, as countless as the hairs on their heads, made it impossible to determine the precise death toll. The Shewan army stayed for a few days in Iba, and during their stay, they could buy a beautiful ox or a cow that had just given birth, with just one thaler, chosen from among the survivors of cattle raided and then decimated by rinderpest. Cereals were also sold cheaply. Abandoning the journey to Axum, they began to turn back by forced marches. They continued to Atsbe, leaving Inderta to the right. On the second day of their trip, they arrived at Indaselis of the Dogwa. Indaselis is a safe sanctuary and a wealthy city, known for its merchants. This town was also plundered. The Amhara soldiers were amazed at the amount of grain and other objects found there. Thank you for watching. For more historical content, follow Tigray and Griot, like, comment, and share. Let's learn more about our homeland.